listos en
Estamos listos.
REacción versión LA, que salió mejor de lo esperado porque estamos aquí con Jay. Bienvenido, Jay.
Hola, hola, hola.
Y estamos con
Leo.
Leo. Leo fue de último momento, entonces estamos más que emocionados que esté aquí con nosotros, que es del posse de Jay.
Un amigo, un gran... One of my best friends.
Perfect. Pues bienvenidos. Digo, bueno, no sé si decirles bienvenidos porque al final yo soy el que está en LA.
Bienvenido a usted.
Gracias.
Welcome to LA, brother.
No es mi primera vez, pero la verdad es que las 2 horas que llevo el día de hoy aquí está increíble. Excelente clima. I mean, you guys have the best weather ever, I think.
Absolutely. That's why everybody wants to be in LA.
Exactly. Estamos en ¿qué es junio? Y puedes andar con una light jacket sin problema.
Yep.
Y está el sol hermoso. Entonces, bueno, bienvenidos. Jay, ya hemos estado hablando un tiempo atrás para hacer esto. Te agradezco el tiempo. Sé que ahorita estás full.
No, thank you.
Full
Thank you.
porque traes ahí muy buenas propuestas de música, pero quiero que nos empiecen a platicar ustedes principalmente de su carrera, o sea, cómo llegan a LA, cómo empiezan, porque digo, sigo mucho tus historias y veo que haces dancing, que tienes unos incredible dance moves, haces fitness y pues ahorita principalmente la música, ¿no? Entonces, si nos platicar un poquito de cómo llega Jay aquí a LA o cómo inicia su carrera en música.
Sí, absolutely. Pues yo crecí aquí en Estados Unidos. Mis padres son de México.
Okay.
Los dos de Guadalajara. Mi mamá es de Tepa. Mi papá es de Jalisco. Mi papá es de Jalisco y mi mamá es de Tepa. So I grew up with, two immigrant parents. Crecí cantando mariachi, 5 years old, horseback riding, the whole nine. And, when I decided to leave, Corona when I turned 18,
Okay.
that's kind of like when my fitness journey kind of started. So I was doing that for some time. And then, I guess throughout the years, I felt as if something was missing in my life, with everything that was going on. And then out of nowhere, I guess I'll go more into detail. So basically I left my place at 18. I started doing acting. So I would come to Los Angeles, take acting classes, doing stuff like that. And then that was a little bit difficult because obviously I was by myself. So, I was kind of, coming out here, serving, doing that whole, being a server, trying to act. And then when money got really tight is when I started getting into fitness.
Okay.
So I started, getting into fitness, and I've always kind of been the person where I would get into something, I would really get into something, So when I got into fitness, I ended up competing. When I went from competing, I went to personal training. And then when I got into personal training, I ended up opening up my own gym at 23, called Self-Made Costa Mesa.
In Costa Mesa.
In Costa Mesa.
Nice. It was like the normal full gym equipment.
We actually still have it till this day. It's a private training facility. So it's
nice.
a private training facility. We only host trainers there. And at that time, I felt like fitness is like, oh, this is it. This is what I love to do. I enjoy it, And when we talk about, success, especially at an early age when you're just barely experiencing life, you feel as if there's a aha moment at the end, right? Mm-hmm. Because you feel at that moment there is an end. There's like, well, when I get this, that's when everything's gonna change in my life,
Correct.
So there was one time where I was at the gym and I was by myself, and I asked God. I said, aren't I supposed to feel something? I'm here. I'm young. I have my own gym. I have my apartment. I have a dream car. I'm right next to I'm obviously nowhere near where I was when I was a kid, because obviously the way I grew up, and I still felt the same.
Because probably you were at this part, you felt like it was a goal to be there, but it was not your goal. It wasn't the end part of it.
Absolutely.
And how old were you?
I was 23.
So 23,
yeah.
You already had your apartment, a dream car,
yeah.
and a full gym.
Yeah.
And you felt that something was missing.
I didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was trying to prove something, which, I feel like we always try to do, you know what I mean? But I felt like I was trying to,
like, check the boxes.
yeah, trying to be like, hey, I'm valuable now, right? Because I have what I have, so I'm valuable. And it was, and again, once I, felt empty, I was, at that time, I did start, my dance career. So I started dancing when I turned 21. I didn't really know the scene, what we call it, right? The dance scene. Growing up in Corona, I could tell you there's very, very few people that know how to dance bachata y salsa.
I know.
From where I'm from. And so when I used to watch these videos on YouTube, I would see so many people, and I'm like, oh, these must be clubs, right? Everybody's grown. I was like, so I have to turn 21 to be able to go to these clubs.
Of course.
And when I turned 21, I went to, my friend took me to Steven's Steakhouse. So when she took me to Steven's Steakhouse is basically when I discovered the dance scene. So that's when I discovered the dance scene. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And everybody was super nice, trying to show me the basics, like, yo, this is how you do it. This is what, yada, yada, yada. And I ended up training. I told myself, again, anything I get myself into, like, I go ham, right? So I started dance training. I joined this company out in Orange County. I would go social dancing every single night. And I loved it. The better that I got at dancing, the more I enjoyed myself, because the least I would have to think about dancing. Right? If that makes sense. And so around the same time when I was doing the gym stuff, I was dancing on the side. And at 20, around that age when I got the gym, I was able to start traveling. I was fortunate enough to start traveling. Mind you, I've never traveled in my life. So, the most I would go is Mexico, go see my dad. So I ended up getting my passport. I had my first show in Canada. And funny story is when we debuted in Canada, which was going to be my first show, me and my partner at that time, I got in a car crash that Monday, and I'm supposed to perform on Saturday.
No way.
So I get in a huge car crash. Like, I'm talking about, like, it was raining. My car spun out. We hit both sides of the freeway, just totaled, And we literally finished our choreography that night, like, finished. So we didn't rehearse it. We didn't memorize it. So we were in bed rest, and I'm in my head trying to memorize this thing. And mind you, it was my first time, so I can't really fake it, right? Because it's like I either have it or I don't have it. Like, I'm not a professional like that. So, me and my partner were like, yo, should we do it? And I was like, yo, let's do it. Like, we're good. Let's just, if we get there and we just don't feel it, then we'll just be like, yo, we're going to opt out. So Saturday comes, we do tech, and, we do well in tech. So now we're like one of the last people to perform. So now it's even more pressure, because I'm just like, okay, this is my first time. I'm one of the last people to perform. And we take a Vicodin.
And let's go.
Let's just do it. We ended up performing. It went well. And just being on that stage, I felt so alive. And that feeling, I think, till this day is what makes me just run to the stage. As much as, yes, like, before I get on stage, my heart is pounding. For some reason, I always got to pee. And, but that feeling is something that I just got so addicted to, when I got my first dose. So after that, I started,
So it was not the Vicodin, it was nothing. It was the rush of going up there. And how was the competition?
Absolutely.
The competition went well?
It's like a showcase. So basically, it's the scene is basically, a weekend of a bunch of amazing dancers that go out and perform and showcase for the audience, right? So yeah, it went really well. We ended up, getting booked for other festivals and again, so that was around the same time where I opened up my gym. So I was in this conflict of like, well, I just discovered this new thing, and it's making me feel a lot better than running a gym at the time. So I was in this like, I feel like I want to be an artist so bad, because again, I've always been an artist since I was a kid. I guess, because I had a rough childhood, I kind of blocked that out of those feelings.
Of course.
So the dancing, which is why I give it so much credit, it started peeling off this cocoon that I had, right? And it started making me realize that I was meant to be on stage. I was meant to touch people through my art.
And that was the moment.
And that was, and you know what? It was almost a moment, because I knew I didn't just want to dance. And because, you know, fortunate for me, I was able to meet amazing professional dancers in the scene right away. You know, people who do this for a living. You know, we're talking about Ataca y Alamana, you know, and they travel every single weekend. So I got an insight of what it is to be at number one. And, you know, as beautiful as it is, I just felt like it wasn't exactly tailored for me. And, you know, one day I was driving, and again, so at this moment, I'm, you know, don't know if I want to do the gym, don't know if I want to dance. I'm like 24, I think.
Okay.
And 24 to 25. And I'm just like, damn, like, I don't know what I want now. Before my vision was always clear. I was like, I want this, I want this, I want that. And I was finally at a moment where I was like, I don't know what I want, you know?
You had a lot of stuff that made you happy.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy? I mean, probably you still
sure.
enjoy going to the gym.
Absolutely.
You still enjoy dancing.
Absolutely. And that's the biggest thing too that I've learned is like, you know, I heard this speech one time, and this girl said, and I agree 100%. They always say, chase your passion. And for me, it's such a cliche saying because you don't know what your passion is. Exactly. It's so hard to, and unfortunately for a lot of people, they hear that phrase and they go, man, is it that easy? Am I wrong to not know what my passion is? Am I lost? Am I this? Am I that?
You're saying an amazing point. Right now, we're living at a time where there's all these people like on the coaching, life coaching, all that guys that they say go live your passion and live through your passion, and that's gonna give you success and money and all that stuff. But one of the things people don't realize, you gotta try
absolutely
10, 20,000 things
absolutely.
To see what's really passion. It's not like
Absolutely.
one day you're gonna wake up and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a singer. That's my passion.
Absolutely.
You've never been on the stage.
Absolutely.
You've never been dancing on the stage.
Absolutely. And it's also, you know, we're not a single color. And this is one thing I say all the time. You know, we're not red, we're not blue, we're not purple. We are a mixture of color. Every single person is a different person, you know, and that you're if you want to call it whatever you want to call it, right? If there's a color to it, that color is unique. Why? Because it's a mixture of different things that you are passionate about. Like, I am passionate about fitness. I am passionate about dance. I am passionate about business. I am passionate about music. And for some odd reason, we are taught to like only stay in one lane. You know, you have to be passionate about this and that's it. And for me, it's like, nah. Like, that's why I resonate so much with like a hummingbird, because for me, that was my whole life. I saw a flower, I went to it and I tasted it. I was like, ooh, that's really good. Ooh, look at that flower over there. And I went to it. And now I'm just a collective of like all these experiences and knowledge. And
flavors and everything.
Flavors, absolutely. And I'm like, I want it. And I think, again, it's like being an American, right? I grew up with so much culture around me. I am not just a single culture. Obviously, I am Mexican, I am proud, but I grew up with so much culture around me, so I was able to taste so much flavor, and I'm like, oh, I love this, I love that, like, imagine only eating one type of food for the rest of your life.
Or one flavor ice cream for the rest of...
Yeah, like that is not fun. You know what
it's
I mean?
Not fun, and I'm gonna tell you guys a story, and this is one of the stories I think that marked my life a long time ago. It was before I go to high school, and the principal at my school called my parents because I wasn't doing pretty good at grades, and the principal goes like, well, you know, your son, he's not doing good in grades, so I don't think he can continue here. But you know, I think what the problem is he's losing a lot of time reading and playing the guitar and playing basketball and football. And I think that made something different in my life because my dad just. Well, I was afraid because I was saying my dad was gonna get pissed. He was gonna go at me, right? And I was like, oh damn, I'm gonna get smacked today. And my dad goes, you know what? That's fine. I want a kid that does a lot of stuff. How is he gonna know what he loves if he's not doing all that stuff? Like I remember the I don't know if you guys know it. He used a phrase that he says, quiero que mi hijo sea compaginado. There's this thing where compaginado means like you mix a lot of stuff. And he says, you know, quiero que mi hijo sea compaginado. From that moment on, I felt the same way you did. I mean, I got to try everything. Absolutely. If I want to know what I'm going to do, I'm going to try everything.
Absolutely. You got to see what sticks. And I think, You know, there's nothing. We're all on a journey, you know, and we're all in our own pace. And I feel like a lot of times because of, you know, the generation that we live now where, you know, everybody's kind of posting their success on social media, we start to compare our journeys with other people when our own journeys are that's what we should focus on, right? Because even for me, I started, when I realized I wanted to do music, I was literally driving on the freeway, reggaeton came on, and when I joined the scene, because, so mind you, reggaeton for me is like hip hop in the IE.
Of course.
Right? So when I got into the Latin scene is when I really started to dive into reggaeton music. I grew up obviously listening to, like, you know, Don Omar, Plan B, you know, Aventura, I've listened to it, but when I really started listening to it was when I started diving into the Latin scene, because that's all we were listening to when we would go to the festivals. Like, all the after parties would be hip hop, but it would be reggaeton. And first, when I sing in Spanish, it reminds me of that kid that sang mariachi with my dad and my mom. You know, when I sing just Latin in general, it just connects me to my roots, which is why I love it so much. And you know, reggaeton came on. I was like, you know what, and I always love to sing. Mind you, I sang for this guy. I was hella buzzed at a festival. We were in hotel rooms, and, you know, there was an artist performing at that time, and, you know, I was like, man, I feel like I could sing as well as him, or even better. And he was like, you sing? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I sing.
You didn't know he sang?
I had no idea, bro. Like, it was mind blowing to me.
Oh,
I
really?
never heard of it. I've never heard that he could sing.
So you just
we're
because
sitting
we're
in
hanging
the hotel
out.
room and we're drinking, and I was like singing, and he was a little hesitant at first. He
Yeah,
was very hesitant.
absolutely.
He was like, nah. And after, I guess maybe a couple more sips of that whiskey, he loosened up a bit and he sang, and I was like, mind blown.
Which song do you remember?
I do not remember.
No me acuerdo. Era, I don't know, bro. Era como, I don't know if it was a mariachi song. No me acuerdo qué era. O algo como, I don't know. It was like a R&B Spanish. I felt like it wasn't Spanish though. I have to say.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know I went with the comfortable song. I was like, I think I know for sure I sound good on this song.
And I
On
want to
this
say
song, so I'm gonna try that one.
Yeah.
that was September of 2018. And then,
That's
bro,
right.
do you remember? I don't even know what month it was when you came back and you said, hey, I'm outside, come listen to this beat. And you sat me in the car and you sang.
That's right.
I was literally sitting in the apartment. We lived together at the time. We were roommates. And he was like, bro, come outside. I want you to hear something. I walk outside. I get in the car. And he plays this beat that he had, I guess, just found. And he started singing. He had his own lyrics already made up. And I was sitting there like, what just happened? And he's like, bro, I think I want to like
Pursue this.
And I want to make a song. And I was like, do it.
Go
bro.
do it.
If you just did what you just showed me, and it was probably a few lines that he had, and he knew where he wanted to go with it. So it was a really dope moment to sit there and watch one of my good friends, you know, find something that obviously he was excited about. And I'm all about supporting friends, family who find those passions. And when you see them light up, I'm just like, I'm the hype man. I'm always going to be like, bro, do it.
Go do it. Of course, that's
So
awesome.
It was great.
And from there, you start writing your own songs.
Yeah. So from there, you know, when you first start something, you kind of need some type of validation, right? So you kind of show your friends, and you're like, hey, what do you think? Because, you know, you kind of need that reassurance. So
Of course.
Leo I already knew, huge reggaeton fan, and you know, and just honest. This man is super honest. So
That's a key point. That's a key point, because normally your friends will say, yeah, it's okay, but probably he will say, hey, go do it, but
absolutely
fix this.
Yo le critiqué mucho el español.
En serio.
Él decía las letras en español y le dije, no, así no se dice. La tenía que corregir. And I was like, corregir, like, bro, come on, bro. Así no se dice eso. And then he'd be like, well, how do I say it? And so it was dope to be able to work with him and, like, help him out with, like, changing a little bit of the sentences, just to hear, like, you know, he had the idea, but just tweaking it a bit was dope.
Absolutely.
So this is a funny part. Like we just talked about this, the whole culture you have, but it's amazing how you can, what do you call yourself? mariachi singing, reggaeton dancing, bachata,
Yeah,
LA
no,
guy, fitness LA guy.
It's funny because it's so true. I was sitting, I was like laying down, and I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, man, if I really put myself in if I see myself from an outside perspective, I'm like, okay, this kid is a Mexican American who grew up in the Inland Empire, who sings reggaeton music, dances bachata, does fitness, and it's just, again, and that's why I call my record label Culture X, because
amazing.
You know, I'm diverse and I love it. You know, I'm proud to be diverse. You know, and I don't have this fear of, because for me, I've always felt like I had to put myself in a box, you know, and I'm like, what box? It's like, why create this box that doesn't even exist, you know? And now with my music, that's exactly what I want to emulate, right? I want to emulate that, you know, we're not just, you know, this one thing. It's like I have, like my next song that I'm releasing, you know, it has that flavor of R&B. It has that flavor of like hip hop, reggaeton, and the guitar where it's like, you know, when you see me dance to my music, it's you see, you know, this Latin fusion of like salsa moves and bachata moves to reggaeton music. And that's what I kind of want to show. When I perform, I want people to see my performance and go, I've never seen that.
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
Yeah, did I just see people partner work to fucking reggaeton music? Like
with a Mexican guitar on it.
with the freaking mariachi. Like it's just, but that's what's beautiful about life, is that life gives you so many tools, and people go, oh, I can't use that tool because of this reason. And it's like, if God laid it out in front of you, He's laid it out in front of you for a reason. It's for you to use it. It's for you to use all these tools that, you know, are accessible to you. And you are fortunate enough to use them. There's so many people in this world that don't have what you have in front of you. So for me, I will be damned if I don't utilize those things that are in front of me and try to utilize them and make a difference in this world. Whether that difference is to inspire a kid, you know, from my hometown, or to inspire a kid in Mexico, you know, that feels like their dreams can't come true.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Because you know what's in front of you, and you have to show it to the people.
Absolutely.
And you know what to put inside the your music. That's the whole different thing.
Absolutely.
That's something new. Like I said, when I was when I wrote you, I was listening to your music and everything, and I was like, for the first time, I had my AirPods on, and I was listening to one of your songs, and I was listening. I was like, wow, that sounds cool, man. He has a cool voice and everything, right? Then I turn around, look at your video, and there's this guy like making all this bachata moves, dancing. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's great. And I lost like an hour, man, scrolling your videos. And I was like, that's amazing, man.
Thank you.
You have some good moves, man.
Thank you so much.
I never imagined you were a Mexican guy. Yeah. With those bachata moves, man. Mexicans, we don't dance like that, man.
But yeah, man, that's just, so that's basically, you know, how everything happened. And again, you know, that's why I always say everybody has, you know, their own journey, because, you know, there's times where I'm 26 years old. So there's times where I'm like, damn, if I would have started, because I grew up, you know, with you know, my mom is an incredible artist. My father's an incredible artist. My brother's an incredible artist. So I grew up with so many tools around me to be an incredible artist. And, you know, I had a studio in the back. I had everything for me to pursue music at an early age. And the fear of feeling as if, you know, I'm not good enough to be an artist was what stopped me. But I feel like God made me go through this journey of really understanding that if you really just work hard, you can accomplish anything. And, you know, with the fitness things and you know, with the dancing, though, because I feel like you can say things, right? You could say, work hard and you'll accomplish something.
Of course.
But when you say something that actually has weight to it, where you've experienced what it feels like, it's like Leo, he experienced what it felt like to go to Los Angeles, this is one of the hardest cities to just live. You exactly. know what I'm saying? To understand, hey, if I go there and I just work my ass off. I remember this guy doing DoorDash at like 12 p.m. at night, you know, just hustling. And now this like, he's where he's at. And again, so when I tell him, or when someone says, work hard, you'll accomplish something, we understand it because there's weight behind it. So now when I got into music, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it, because I already, like, I remember someone told me, they're like, yo, are you ready to work, 16 hours a day and no sleep and grind and late nights, early, and I'm like, I do that already. I already do that. I already do. I've been doing that since I was 18 years old. So all it's changing is now I'm just doing it with music. So it's nothing. Hard work is nothing to me. You know what I mean?
It's your everyday.
It's my everyday.
It's your everyday. And one thing that's very important, and you said it, like when you say, hey, I'm going to make it, we hear a lot of people saying that, like, I'm going to make it.
Absolutely.
But put in the work in it.
Absolutely.
Put in the work every single day. Because I was doing a podcast like 3 weeks ago with a friend of mine down in Monterrey, and he's got like 3 business. The guy's really successful too.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, like, you know what, anybody can say that. I mean, and the hard thing is, if you say today, I'm gonna start working out, singing, anything you want to hustle in, you're gonna see something maybe in around a year, 2 years. So you got to put in the work today.
Absolutely.
Every single day, every single hour. And,
Absolutely.
and like I said, anybody can say, yeah, I'm going to make it, I'm going to sing. Yeah, put in the work, and then
Absolutely.
we'll talk.
Absolutely. It's when you wake up, it's a reflection of what you've been doing the last couple of years.
Of course.
But yeah, man, I just take every single day as an opportunity. When I wake up, my girl just told me this, and I 100% agree. She heard it from Steve Harvey, but he says, every time I wake up, it's God telling me I'm not done with you yet. And when I heard that, I was like, yo, absolutely. We are on earth for something a lot bigger than ourselves. And for me, it's like, I'm able to do what I do because of him. Absolutely, I have to meet him halfway and work hard and grind and control everything that I could control, and everything I can't control, I leave it up to him. But at the end of the day, absolutely, if every single day you just grind, 3 years from now, you're going to see something. It's just inevitable. Like, you're going to see something, because that's just how it works. You work hard and you go up the hill an inch every single day. An inch turns into a mile. And then it's also the person that you become when you go up the hill. You know what I mean? It's like,
that's the most important.
That's
what you become.
Who you become. And I always tell people all the time, like, yo, I want to be this huge, successful, person, not because of the money or the lifestyle that I'm going to be able to live. Is that nice? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do I want that? Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. But it's the person that I'm going to become in the process. And that's why, for me, when I started doing music at 26, I started telling God, thank you so much for making me wait before because this industry is not easy. You know what I mean? And
most
hard.
of the people would say you're too old to start in music at 26.
Absolutely. And mind you, when I started dancing at 21 years old. I'm in the back about to step on stage, and the people around me have been dancing since they were like 5. You know what I mean? So for me, there's the way that I see it, hard work beats talent every single time.
Every single time.
So if God gave me the talent to understand, because I knew when I started dancing, I was able to pick up things easily. When I started in music, that's why for me team is so important, right? To go into music. When I stepped into music, I put it in this perspective. So I released Señorita in 2020 as J Salez by myself. I was with the label. A couple months before that, it didn't go well, so I ended up leaving the label and just went solely independent. I released Señorita, my first reggaeton record, and when I released it and I kept listening to it, I released it, did the music video, did a huge push. It's doing well on YouTube. It has over 200,000 views. On Spotify, 100,000. So it's doing well, right? Number wise, mind you, my first record. But I knew, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of growth that I need to have in this in reggaeton, and I need a team. I can't, if you look at any record that is killing right now and you look at the credits, it's a full team.
It's a full team.
And I understood that. So I said, you know what? Let me take a break off of making reggaeton music.
Okay.
I'm going to step into English because obviously I'm comfortable with that, right? I'm going to step into English. I released Distractions and now Late Nights. Throughout those months, January, February, March, April, May, now going into June, those months I've been working on my Spanish. I've been working on my vocals. I've been working on getting a team. I've been working on getting producers. I've been grinding. And now I have a writer, I have writers, I have producers, I have engineers, I have mixers, I have a full team now.
Of talent.
And now I'm like, let's go. So my next song that my next records that I got lined up, it's literally night and day. And the reason why I'm there is because I'm self-aware of who I am, of what I got, what tools I have. And I'm like, what tools do I need? I need this, this, and that. Okay, cool, coming in. You can't win championships by yourself.
And
cannot. And that's why all these artists burn themselves out, because it's like, I have to be the entrepreneur in my music career too. I'm my manager. I'm my publicist. I'm everything. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So imagine me trying to push out J Salez and also try to do J Salez, writing the music, producing the beats, doing everything as an artist. It's going to be a lot harder to go fast when you're by yourself. And that's why I always say, you want to go fast, go by yourself. You want to go far, go with a team.
Go with the team. And you're
mean?
going to learn. We all learn a lot from different. When you have a team, like you have the expert, like you said, you have the engineers, you have the expert in engineering, and probably stuff that you guys didn't know at the time.
Absolutely.
Or some people that has, not even an expert, like different stuff that he's been going through, that's another creative mind that's going to do something for your music.
Absolutely. That's the point of of creating music, right? It's like, hey, let's just create. There's no rules to this shit. Let's just create and let's all make, because I tell my team all the time, I say each song that I release, I put my heart and soul into this music, because this song could not only change my life, but it could also change the life of my team. And that is why I push so hard. It fuels me, because I know, my writer in Colombia, he's going to be taken care of. My producer in New York, he's going to be taken care of. My boy that's sitting right next to me, he wants to be a director. Bro, I got you. This person over here wants to do videography for the rest of his life. I got you. For me, it's like, I want to be that person that I got all my friends on my back, and I'm like, we're climbing this mountain together.
Together, of course.
You know what I mean? Because guess what? When I fall, I know you guys got me. And that's the point of having a team. It's like your goals are my goals, you know?
And not to fall, but someday you're going to get tired.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's a guy next to you that says, hey, you know what, man, we're going to do this.
You got to keep going.
I got you today, but you got to step it up tomorrow.
Absolutely. And that's what it is. It's, as artists, as anybody who's not even as artists, as human beings, if you got big goals, you also got that voice in your head that is doubting you every single day. That's just how it works. When you up to big things, you're gonna have those days where, bro, I have them all the time, where I wake up and I'm just like doubting myself. That voice is just strong. But I've learned to use that voice. Before, I used to try to shut it away. Like, stop, like, leave me, like, just talking to myself, leave me alone. I just don't want to hear you right now. Now I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm going to prove you wrong. And when I prove you wrong, it's going to feel so damn good. And everything that you're trying to tell me, what I'm going to do is do the opposite.
Do the opposite.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just life, and having somebody, I have friends and especially my partner in life. When I speak to them, when I speak to her, and I'm like, I'm just going through it, and they truly understand me, because they're also grinding. So now it's kind of like, you know what I'm going through. So your words actually hold weight. Having a team like that around you, where everybody's a go-getter, everybody understands the hustle, it's just a different conversation. And that is why, for me, my circle is tiny, but it's fucking strong. And that's what helps you get through days like those.
Of course. And like I said, I've been talking to a lot of people, and a friend of mine was telling me the other day, depends on who you hang out with, that's the person you're going to become. And like you said, you have a great team behind you. Even if you have a tight team, like 3, 4, 5 people, but those people, one, have your back. 2, like you said, and I think that's very important, they understand you. Do you understand every day when you wake up? I mean, you said a deep phrase a few minutes ago, what your girl says, God's not done with you.
Absolutely.
But when you understand that and you got people that understand that with you, it becomes dangerous.
Absolutely.
It becomes dangerous because something is about to happen. Because you said we're all destined to do something great. Yeah, I think we all have something to offer.
Absolutely.
But not everybody's ready to do it. Not everybody wants to go out and say, you know what, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely, because it's scary. You're putting yourself out there, you know, and when you're putting your something that you're so, it's like music, right? When I put something out there that I'm so passionate about, absolutely it scares me because it's me on a song. So when if somebody says ill words, you are saying ill words to me, to my soul. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But you also that's why it's so hard to be an artist, you know. But at the end of the day, it's so much bigger than that. You just got to focus on all the beautiful things that you're doing when you're pursuing your dreams and you're doing something that has purpose, that has value, that has weight. And yeah, I just, you know, I use that to just keep me going.
And that's great because, like you said, if we are afraid of, well, we hear there's a lot right now on the internet, like what people's gonna say. I think that's BS, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But we're afraid to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Like you said, hey, I'm writing something. I'm gonna sing something to you guys that it's been an emotion to me. And a lot of people say no, they cannot see me like that. That's just crazy, man. Yeah. And to go past that and just saying, hey, this is me. And if it's good, if it's bad, if it crashes tomorrow and then comes up again in 2 days,
for sure,
that's me, and I'm gonna enjoy it
for sure. Because
you're just enjoying your story, your book.
Absolutely. You're not, man. You're never gonna please everybody. You know, like it's. And at the end of the day, the way that I see things, you know, I just want to. I've learned, you know, and again, I think it just comes with age. I've learned to not take things personal. You know, with everything. So, you know, that has definitely helped me, you know, in my career and in my every day. You know what I mean? And, you know, that should not stop anybody from pursuing, you know, their passion and their purpose and going after it. You know what I mean?
And it could be, I don't want to say small, but a simple thing, the passion that anybody's got. Like, I don't mind, like we were talking about, like social media right now. Yeah. You got to be successful. You're going to be this great businessman. Hey, man, I love being at the office, being an employee, but I'm going to be the best at it, man. Like right now, I'm just going to say, like right now, I'm doing this podcast, but I have a job as I'm a buyer, right, for this supermarket in Mexico. But it's not a bad thing to say, hey, you know what? I love being a purchasing manager, and I love it, and I'm going to be grinding. I'm going to be the best one, and someday I'm going to be, I don't know, a BP. I'm purchasing anything. Yeah. But that's it. But the thing is, we hear in social media, no, you're going to be the business owner, or you're going to be the singer, or you're going to be the ex and sports player. That's crazy, man. Just enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Just enjoy every day.
There's people, you know, that I know that make doo-doo money, you know, huge positions, and they're just miserable.
Oh, of course.
You know, and man, they tell me, bro, sometimes I wish I could just be just so, they're like, yo, I wish I could just be a trainer and just train people and just, you know, enjoy my life, you know, get more time with my kids, you know, take more time to just celebrate the weekends and not work so much. And that's the thing, it's just happiness. It's just, yo, what makes you happy? And if you don't know, just try a bunch of shit until you know. So absolutely, you don't gotta be, you know, I want to be a singer. Again, it's for me, I feel like it's in my blood. It's what I like to do. But if I wanted to, you know, be a manager somewhere, I would jump to that.
That director, you know, anything you want to be, of course. The thing is, enjoy every day.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself, and that's a key point right now in life. Because I mean, I'm saying it again, social media is just destroying our passions, our way to see life. Because everybody's saying, like, be happy, be happy. be happy. I'm happy right now. I'm in LA doing a podcast with these guys. Believe me, I'm more than happy right now.
Yeah.
Just you don't have to be, like I said, a VP, the business owner. That's just BS to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's also, just enjoying like what we think it's the small things, but they're so huge.
Of course.
Every Friday we have pizza night and we watch movies. I'm like, yo, I love this. Me being able to do this podcast, me being able to, after this podcast, go with one of my best friends and just have a drink and just talk. That to me it's like life. There's so much out there that is like so simple that makes people so happy, and they just don't do it because they feel as if they don't deserve it. And it's like, no, you deserve. It's just switching your perspective and seeing things, and I hope that, with this whole coronavirus that happened, people start to realize how much beauty they have in front of them that they just take for granted, and especially being in this country and the opportunities that we are able to have, even like, I'm actually not talking about that, but we have so much opportunity in this country, and it's crazy when I'm like, yo, it's right there, it's right in front of you. You just got to do it.
Enjoy it.
You just got to enjoy it. You just got to do it. You just got to live. Each and every single day, you just got to work hard. But again, everybody has their own journey, and I always tell people, when it's for you, it's for you.
But you just gotta work hard for it.
Just gotta work hard for it.
And now for J Salez, what's next? I know you're recording right now.
Yeah.
In Spanish.
Yes. So I got a couple records. So these last two records that I released, they were in English. I did some R&B. These next, all the way to the end of the year, I already have records lined up. So I'm gonna be releasing a reggaeton cada mes, all the way until the end of the year.
Okay.
And
a song.
A single. So tengo un nuevo sencillo que se llama Más que Atención.
Más que Atención. It's already on Spotify?
Not yet.
Okay.
Va a lanzar el mes que entra. That one's going to be a huge record. That's going to be my leading single for this summer.
Okay.
So I'm going crazy with it. I'm going to do a music video that's going to showcase, who I am. And it's going to be, co-directed by myself, Eddie. I got Leo right here as well.
Nice.
And it's going to be a beautiful.
So you guys already had the idea and everything, like.
Yeah, we just came up with the idea.
That's nice.
Yeah, on Tuesday I had a studio session from 8 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. Nice. And I had to finish this record. And I invited Leo over, and Eddie, and I was like, hey, I wanna kill this music video. I want to do, obviously, kill everything that I've done in the past and just elevate. And we came up with this amazing idea, so we're really excited to put it together, especially now that coronavirus is it's kind of, everything's kind of going back to normal, and we feel like we can do a big production.
That's nice.
Yeah, man.
So that's coming this summer, right now.
That's coming this summer.
That's amazing. And like, you right now you have all your music in Spotify and everything, right? And YouTube, all your videos are on YouTube right now.
Yeah, so currently right now I have 3 singles out: Señorita, Distraction, and Late Nights. Videos on my YouTube. Yeah, I'm just, right now what's next is just pushing out records, pushing out visuals, trying to showcase, who J Salez is, create my sound in the industry, and, hopefully land some really good deals so I could start pushing out worldwide, and I'm going to start performing this year as well. So I got my first performance in Chicago on August 20th. And then after that, just keep pushing, just, try to show the world who I am and what I got to offer.
And hopefully we'll see you in Mexico soon.
Oh,
man.
Absolutely. Mexico City is one of my biggest supporters. So
really?
Yeah. So actually, I'm sorry, Mexico in
general,
one of my biggest supporters. And I'm actually coming out with a mariachi record with my father. First time saying it out loud.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're doing that this year as well. So be on the lookout for that. Going back to my roots. And just like I said, just pushing music. Just whatever I feel like doing, I'm gonna do.
and you said something great. Like you're gonna do a lot of visuals to show who J Salez is.
Absolutely.
And that's amazing because, like we talked for the last hour, you have some great culture mixes.
Yeah.
And there's something to show to the world out there. And like I said, hopefully we'll see you soon in Mexico. Whenever you guys want to be in Monterrey, just hanging out, you guys can come over and just enjoy, right? And congrats, man. I mean, your music. I'm gonna say something. I'm not the biggest reggaeton fan. I like it. I dance to it. I'm not the biggest, but one of the things, I don't know what is it, that there's some really cool stories in reggaeton singers, man. But what you do, to be honest, I love your music. The first time I listened to it, I was like, this guy's got something. And to know you accomplish all this in what has it been, 2-3 years? 2 years that you've been in music. I think it's amazing.
Thank you so much.
So your experience, your music, guys, continue hustling, man.
Absolutely.
You're setting a really cool example for a lot of people.
Thank you. Trying, man. Trying each day.
Perfect. So I really appreciate the time. I don't want to waste a lot of your time, but I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. When I started texting people that I was going to come to LA, and actually right now I'm going to drive down to San Diego. I was like, when you texted me back, like, let's do it. You were the first one, man. I got so excited. I was like jumping around my house. I was like, I'm going to LA. I'm going to record a podcast. And this guy's amazing. So I really appreciate the time you guys being here today. Of
course.
And hopefully we'll see each other again pretty soon. Absolutely. Hopefully in Mexico, man. Absolutely. Hopefully next time we'll be in Mexico.
When I do it in Mexico, it'll be full Spanish.
Perfect. We hope that. Leo, ojalá. Leo, tú te tienes que encargar de eso, hermano.
Sí,
tú tienes que encargar de eso. Tienes que llevar todo su speech.
Todo.
Voy a tener todo más.
Bro.
Que me digas las preguntas para que yo...
Sin duda.
Ándale, hacemos como que las preguntas anticipadas para que ya vayas preparado y todo en español.
Vamos a tener un examen y todo, bro.
Todo.
Todas las palabras.
Voy a decir, yo soy muy excited.
Claro, pues muchas gracias. Leo, J Salez, de nuevo mucho éxito y esperamos verlos pronto. Muchísimas Esto fue Reacción desde Los Ángeles. Que estén muy bien. Saludos.
Saludos a todos. Gracias.